Hey guys, so I have had a lot of requests as of recently on how I give my Halloween decorations human hair, and I actually filmed a video on how not too long ago at all, like maybe 2 weeks ago, if that. It was like the very end of August, like September 1st, I think was when I filmed the video. Maybe I filmed it on August 31st, I don't know. But I filmed it and didn't really like how it turned out. I used the Broken Spine Girl remake for that video, and she wasn't really a good contender for that because her head is like a weird material. I don't know if it's vinyl. I don't know if it's silicone. It feels like silicone compared to the original one's head. But, oh, how about I looked away and she was out of frame. But I just didn't like how it turned out. Her hair looks fine, just you can see the tapes because she has a massive head for whatever reason. And I guess I messed up a little bit while doing her hair. And since it's like a weird material, the tapes don't stick well to her head. Like, they're kind of coming off a lot of the time with like techie animatronics with like softer heads like Possessed Wallhanger or like Lunging Lily or Rosemary, any of them with like the stuffed rubbery heads. I super glue the hair on, but I didn't film me doing that because that takes a lot longer, and you really don't need to use super glue with the majority of props, but if you do this to the Broken Spine Girl remake, I definitely recommend it. So I just didn't like how that video turned out, so I'm going to be remaking it with Peekaboo Penny. This is the remake. Her hair will turn out a lot better because her head's actually like a hard like plastic material, which doing this method with like using tape and hair extensions, the tapes actually stick to the head and don't come off easily like at all, which is why I decided to remake this video. But to be honest, her hair's fine. Like, if you don't want to do this, like a lot of the time, like with the Broken Girl remake, her wig like she came with was absolutely horrific. It was terrible. It was like Kanekalon braiding hair textured, and it was just dry and crispy, and you can't really like take it off and salvage it. If you take it off, it's like a lot of the hair is just glued around her head and neck, so it doesn't like show when she like bends back. So once you take it off, you might as well throw it in the trash. But the difference with her is her hair's rooted, which is why originally, as you can see, it's like rooted into her head. If I can turn her around, you can see back here, it's rooted. I originally wasn't going to do her hair just because I didn't want to deal with it, like, being rooted and, like, buzzing her head and all that. But I changed my mind just because I want to post a video doing this. And, her hair's kind of, it's not bad. It's definitely dry. It's definitely not the greatest quality. But, like, here, let me put it over here. I, like, washed it and stuff. It needs brushed, but, like, it's fine. It looks good. That's all that really matters. But I just wanted her to look as good as she possibly can. And the hair I'm using is a lot less yellow, so I feel like it'll look a little more like her original hair, because her original hair wasn't nearly as yellow as this, I believe. It was a lot more, like, not platinum, but, like, it was closer to platinum. But I'm going to go ahead and start this video before I continue to ramble for another 30 minutes. And this video ends up being 2 hours long. So let's get started. So obviously the first thing you need besides the prop you are doing this on is hair. I get hair off Amazon, and I get it from the Full Shine brand. Ignore them over here. You know, they're just there. I get it from the Full Shine company. As you can see, this is unboxed. I've got 4 boxes right here that I originally got for some dolls that I got, but I didn't end up using it on them. I don't even think I ended up fixing up the dolls at all. They're just in bags in a bin, which, you know, oops. But I just get this hair. You can get any hair you want. I just recommend Full Shine because other companies I've tried on Amazon, like besides Full Shine, I've tried Goo Goo, Soya, and I think Doris. There are a lot of other companies that I have gotten, like, extensions from, but they're not, like, mainstream, I guess. They're not, like, you're not going to find TikToks about them. like the other companies I've tried, and they were like garbage. But the other companies are great. This is just the cheapest out of like all of them, and it's the best quality of hair. Doris, the hair was great. It was very similar to this, and it was around the same price, but the ends of the extensions were just a lot thinner and wispier than Full Shine's are, which is like a big thing because I don't really want like expensive animatronics with like nasty wispy looking hair. So I ended up having to cut off like a couple inches to make it look somewhat full, but the ends are still kind of thin and wispy. So I just recommend Full Shine. You can use Goo Goo if you want to be expensive and bougie. If you want to go all out and spend $1,300 on 3 packs of hair, you could buy Bellamy. I don't care. I wouldn't do that. I mean, I would if I had the money, but I just don't really see the point in spending like a crap ton of money on like really expensive, high quality hair when you can get this for cheap and it'll do the job great. This hair isn't the most highest quality of hair you can find on the market, but it's really nice. And I'll actually open it up now. I'm not sponsored, obviously. I've spent thousands on this hair for dolls and props anyway. But as soon as you open the box, you will get this little cute view. You get a pamphlet, another pamphlet, and then the hair. This is the, I forget what color exactly, but it's blonde and it's 10-inch. It's like pretty dirt cheap. I want to say this pack of hair, I think this is the 10-inch hair, but you get the hair in a little hairnet and some replacement tapes. As you can see, this is a lot icier than the yellow hair she has on. So it should turn out really nice. But here's the hair. This is in 10 inches. Like I said, since I had originally gotten this for dolls, I would have probably, if I had the choice, gone with 12 inches since I'm doing it on her instead. But that'll be perfect. Yeah. Because I'm going to have to cut some hair anyway. Since her hair's like a bob, I'm not going to fill in like all her hair like around her entire head because I don't see the point in putting tapes down here and it being long and then having to cut it off. That's just kind of wasting money and hair. So I'm just going to fill up, oh, hello. I'm just going to fill up like above her ears to the top of her head and just really pack hair onto the top of her head to make it like really full so you don't see like the back of her head and stuff. But yeah, here's the hair. Very lush, very gorge. I probably might straighten it. I don't know. It depends on how it turns out. I will probably cut some off because as you can see, like from the very top of her part line, it's about the same length as her hair was originally. And since okay, she is not wanting to sit up properly, apparently. But since I'm doing it like above her ear, you can see it's a little longer. Or no, you can't actually because you can see it'll be like touching the table. So longer than her hair should be. I might cut it if it looks nice. I'll keep it because it'll still technically be a bob. It'll just be like a longer bob. But yeah, after, 5 minutes of me talking, you get the idea, I hope. But yeah, I'm going to remove her bows because I took them out originally to wash her hair and I just hot glued them on. I'm going to take them off and save them. And since I'm giving her human hair, I'm probably going to do what I did with my original Possessed Wahir's head, the remake, before I like replaced it with like the 2015 model's mask because I can't stand the new remake's head. It's lacking detail. It's not cute. But with her hair, since I had replaced it with human, I took her bows and super glued them to bobby pins and just stuck them like back in her hair. And it worked great, and you can like remove them if you need it or anything like that. So I'm going to be doing that. And I'm going to completely buzz her head. So you all get to see her beautiful bald head. I won't film myself doing that because it's a mess, and I'm probably going to do it above a trash can. But yeah. Also, before I go, to specify, I recommend 3 packs of hair per animatronic. With her, to be honest, I'll probably only use 2. Since I'm not doing her entire head. For an entire head, I recommend 3 just because 4... depending on what it does, like if it's a static or something, you can add a lot of hair and get away with it. But like Broken Spine Girl and like props that have like where you don't want a lot of weight on their heads, I don't recommend putting above 3, just because even 3, like, depending on how long the hair is, can get heavy. Since she has, like, a bob, this hair's not gonna, I could fit, like, easily 5 packs, to be honest, and it be, like, really thick and full and not be extremely heavy. It just really depends on the length. But yeah, I'm going to go buzz her head, come back, and then start on her hair. Okay. BRB. Okay, so here is her, you know, alien-looking bald head. Oh, hello. I'm not sure if this side of her head is supposed to be dented in like that. Can you see where it's, like, dented in? Ooh, that's bad. I don't think it's supposed to be like that. That's probably just a little factory error. I could go and boil it, which I honestly might do, but I have to go see if our stove is working, because it wasn't working earlier, because I had to fix up Real Drama Cleo's hair because I didn't wash it and it just was not working, so I couldn't boil her hair. I'll go check and see if it's working now, and I'll go and try to boil her head and see if I can, like, pop that out, because that looks really bad. Like, her head's just, like, smashed in on this side. It looks worse from the back. Because, like, why is her, like, it's completely, like, indented right there. But, yeah, there's her head. You can see where it was, like, rooted, her rooting. It kind of wasn't even all the way down to the bottom of her neck, but I'm just gonna tape around, like, probably this row of hair right here. And then, yeah. I will show me doing it for the first few, and then I'll stop it in between and just give, like, updates. I didn't do that with the Broken Girl one. I just kind of cut and then showed what I was doing, whereas this, I'm actually going to show you, like, exactly what I'm doing. Excuse me. But, yeah, I'm going to start after I go check on the stove. And if it's not working, then I'm just going to start. But, yeah. Let's begin before I ramble for another 5 minutes. So I changed my mind. I'm just not going to go check on the water and just go ahead and start, because you won't even see it because her hair is going to be covering everything. So obviously, first thing you want to do is cut off the things to the hair itself. Oh, it's in there. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how I give them bangs as well as a middle part, because she has, like, a middle part with, like, bangs. And you have to do, like, a specific type of thing with that to make it look decent. If you want your prop to have a really realistic part line, I would recommend getting off Amazon a cheap human hair frontal. It's basically the lace part of a wig, like the part line and everything. It's just not attached to a wig. I would recommend the 2x6 inch ones, just because that's, like, the actual part line, and you'll be able to fill up, like, tapes, like, really high up and really make it full, whereas the other ones are, like, instead of it just being, like, a part line, it'll be, like, the entire front of the, like, hairline, which will look realistic, but you'll have a gap of, like, obvious hair difference. Like, if you have, like, 24-inch tape-ins and you get, like, a 16-inch frontal, you're going to have half the hair up front, like, 16 inches, and then the back is just going to be really long, and it's going to give mullet, which might not be what you're looking for, so just be cautious of that. Whereas, like, the 2x6 inch, you could get a 16-inch with 24-inch extensions, and the ends will be so thin and wispy that it'll just blend right in, and you won't have an issue. So, yeah. But let's continue. Just felt I needed to specify. Literally, all you do is just take a singular tape. Obviously, like I said, if you're doing a techie prop with, like, a squishy head, I would recommend just taking a little super glue and just kind of, like, putting some along the tape and then taping it on. But since her head's plastic, I don't have to do that. And then you just peel the tape and stick it right on. Just like that. I don't really mind that there's still, like, little sprouts of her hair everywhere. As you can see, it's like I'm using force, girl, and it's not coming off. So if you mess up, you know, just do your best. I kind of like the length. It's not too long, once I finish, I'll see how I like it. I'll probably still end up cutting it. But yeah, I'm just going to go and make a full loop around to the other side. And then I will come back with a progress report, and then I'll just keep going from there. Here is the first little row. I do space them out. And then when I go and do the other layer, I'll put one in between to cover up this like gap, and I'll put it like kind of higher. Doing that will save you on hair and time, honestly, but mainly just the hair itself. So you'll have more to put like towards the top of her head. As you can see, it's flowing. She's lush. But yeah, I'm going to start on another layer, and I'll show you exactly what I do. Basically, I do what's called the brick layering method. I've seen other people call it something different, but I just call it the brick layering because it makes more sense to me, I guess. But basically, with the second row, I'll put it kind of higher just to save on hair, and you just put it directly in between where you have... Oh, her head's not staying still. The gap. So, like, with this one, after that, I'll take another tape, peel off the tape, or the sticky thing, not even the sticky thing, literally just the little tape piece, and put it, sorry that cut off, but basically I was just putting them in between each one, like before, like what I was talking about in the clip before, and then I'll do the same thing, just continuing up the head, like putting one here, and then just filling in each gap, and I will continue to put them on, and then once I get to the part line, I will stop and then show you how to do the part line and add bangs. So here is her after I finished everything but her part line. As you can see, as I went up, I like started filling it in more just to make it fuller. You can kind of see the tapes from up top, but once I put I like putting a lot of hair on the part line just to make it thick and full and cover everything. But yeah, there's her head so far. Isn't she a beaut? Oh, hello. No, ma'am. You're coming up right now. Hold on. Let me fix Frankie. She's falling over. Okay. Now, since I'm giving her bangs, I'm going to do the bang part first. And then you, if you're not wanting bangs, you'll just do... you just won't do the bang part, and you'll just do like what I do with the part line. I think since her hair is so like kind of like you can really see in between the tape, since it is blonde, it's a lot more sheer than it would be if it was like black hair. I'm going to put another layer of tapes just up around this part line, which is normally what I do with the part line anyway, but I'm just going to do it to her hair and make it full, and then I will come back and do her bangs. So for bangs, what I like to do, actually, let's start out with the part line, what you need for the part line. Basically, for the part line, normally what I like doing is looking at how many tapes I would need for, like, the part line just straight down. So for her part line, I'll need 2. So what I like doing with the part line is instead of taking 1 tape, I double them up. So instead of 4, I would need 8. So 2... 4, 6, and then sorry, there were people yelling outside. Kind of scared. So I'll need 8. So that's exactly how many tapes I have just right here. And which means I'll have to get another pack. Actually, do I have 8? Let me recount this, and then I'll open up another pack if I have to, because I would like to not have to open up another pack simply for like 5 tapes to do her bangs. So I will count these up and get the right amount and come back. Okay, so yeah. I had to open up another pack, but that's fine. I'll just leave it there. So basically with the part line, what I like to do is double up these tapes. So I'm going to take all 8 of these and double them up to where we have 4. So I'm going to go do that now. Okay, so now that I doubled up all of those and now have 4 extra thick tapes, before I put her part line down, obviously I want hair for a bang. So what I'm going to put, or what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a few tapes and just add them to the front of the hairline. If you don't want bangs, obviously you wouldn't do this. I'm just going to stick it down like so. So we have some hair that I can cut into a bang. And then what I'm going to do is take two more. Sorry, getting some hair from the back. I didn't grab enough. And do it like kind of sideways like this. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. And just put it down sideways like that so we have some more hair to cut, so it's not just like a straight like strip of hair right there, but it's like kind of out and about. I am going to take some of the hair from the hairline probably and add to it, because I've noticed that just looks better. But since her hair didn't really have a really realistic bang to begin with, it was just like straight part line, and then she had some bangs just coming up from the front. I might not do that. It just really depends. So now that I've cut her bang, should I go ahead and cut them? Or should I wait? I might wait. So I'll just take a little hair tie and tie them off so they're not like in my way. Sorry, trying to do this without her falling over, because as you've seen, she doesn't sit up well. Because she's got that, like, see, she's got this, she's just sitting up on this, and it's not very nice. I'll just cut that when I finish her part line. But for her part line, what you want to do is you want to take a tape, one of the ones you doubled up, and you are going to do what you've been doing, but you aren't going to put, like, it. If the hair's going this way, you're not going to put it here, you're going to put it here. And then you're just going to, I don't know how to do that because she's got like bangs. I guess I'll just kind of have it off, I guess. And just tape it like that. So then you'll have hair going that way. And then what you're going to do is take another piece and put it directly across it, and then, you can't even see. You're going to put a piece of hair tape that going that way, and you're going to sandwich it here, and then since these are like facing each other, they'll basically overlap and create a decent looking part line. I don't really have a good like model to show off because her part line doesn't look that great, because her tapes I reused from something else, so I had to cut the tape off so they're like thin so you can see everything. But yeah, I guess I can film myself doing this because I don't see the point in why not. It just shows what I'm doing. Before I do the other side, I'm going to put a second one here. It's going to be going into the hair. I don't really care, like right there, it's kind of like in the hair, it's fine. It'll turn out the same. If you have a clip, you can clip it up and out of the way. Since I don't have a clip, I'm just going to hold it. Let me get my comb for, oh, that's not the right comb. Do I have a rat tail comb with me? Hold on. My phone's sitting in a drawer, so it's like, that's why it's like kind of moving. I found one. This is what I use to like put her hair going where it should be. I'll just pull a tape off, fold it over, oh, hello, fold it over, and then just stick the tape on in. They're overlapping, but it won't look good until you like brush it out. You can't see a thing I'm doing because she is all up in the screen. So I'll move her back. And then I'll do the same thing with this one, like what I did originally. Really stick it down, make sure it's secured. And I take the hair from the hairline and I basically just brush in with my comb, helping it like overlap with each other. Kind of hard to do with like no support. Her head's just kind of like loose, rolling around. And you will see that it starts to like overlap. And then I just kind of shake it to help it like overlap with itself. And then a part line should kind of start to form. Like you can kind of see here, the hair is overlapping. You can put mousse on the part line to kind of set it, or you can, you know, do what I do with dolls and just wash their hair. With her I could do, because her head's just straight plastic. I wouldn't have to worry about, you know, getting anything not wet. And just like that, you have a fairly decent looking part line. You will see some of the tapes. I'll go in and kind of like manually fix some of those. And then I will come back and we will fix her bangs and cut up her hair a little bit. And she will be done. Okay, I went and manually worked on her part line a little bit. There's still a slight gap from where like the different tapes are like layered. But once I like, if I decide to like use mousse to like slick it down, I'll do that. But for her bangs, what I'm going to do is take this out, brush her hair down, and I'm going to, oh, hello. I'm going to take a little bit of the hair from her part line that's kind of coming down, and I'm going to cut that with the bang. So it'll have like a nice realistic, or not realistic, but like a more realistic look than just having the like pieces in the front. So the bangs will blend in with like the hairline, basically. Trying to get enough hair because I don't want to overdo it. That looks good. And I'm just going to brush it down. You can wet it if you want. I'm not going to, just because I don't really need to be honest. Oh, this is hair that needs cut too. Okay. So then I'm just going to pull it down, not really tightly, just enough to where I can get a good grip on the hair. And then I'm just going to take some scissors and cut right on across. And just like that, she now has a nice set of bangs. They're moving. They're moving. So when she pops her head up, they're gonna be flipping and flowing in the breeze. And yeah, that's how I give my props human hair. I'm going to go spruce her up a bit, probably trim some of her hair, probably gel down her roots, and then trim up her bangs a little bit, and then I will do a little demo of how she looks once her hair is completely done. And yeah, that's how I do it. That's how I've been doing it. There's a piece of hair that's bothering me. And yeah, that honestly concludes this video. If you have any questions, comment them and I will answer as soon as I can. You know, depending when this goes up, which will probably be later today, my state banned phones from school, so if you message, like, kind of in the middle of the day, I probably won't see it for a while. So just warning there. But yeah, this is basically the end of the video, and I will go spruce her up, and I will be back for the demo. Sorry for the lighting, but yeah, that was her demo. All I really did to her hair afterwards is I trimmed off some of the ends, obviously, and worked on her bangs a little bit and straightened her hair and bumped her bangs. And yeah, that's about all I did off camera. Hopefully those of you all who are wondering how I did their hair, you get like a good answer from this piece of creepy cloth in the way. But yeah, I hope this was instructional, I guess, or entertaining, whichever reason you were watching this. And yeah, that is the end of the video. You know, if you like my content, you should like subscribe, and if you don't, then don't subscribe. And yeah, that's really all I have to say.